Woo-hoo, all right, here we go, kiddos. Hey, if you're not subscribed, please do so. Throw me a like. Let me know how I'm doing. Make me better, that'd be great. I appreciate it. There's a free PDF in English y Español down in the description, so feel free to download it, print it off, do a little math, come on back and see how you done. All right, here we go. This is solving and graphing inequalities practice worksheet. Let's do it. Okay, solve it just like it's an equation. So I'm going to go ahead and isolate my variable z. So I'm going to add 11 to both sides. And then I rewrite it. 3z is greater than negative 6. Now I'm going to go ahead and divide both sides by 3. And z is greater than negative 2. So that's the solution. Z can be any number as long as it's greater than negative 2. So negative 2 is the end point. So I put a circle there to show that that's the end point. That's what separates the solutions from the non-solutions. Notice Z is any number greater than negative 2. So these numbers are greater than negative 2. So I'm going to graph those. Boom. That's it. I'm going to leave that open because negative 2 is equal to negative 2. So Z can't be negative 2 because it says here that Z has to be strictly greater than negative 2. So negative 2 is not a solution, but it gets infinitely close. So we use it as our endpoint. All right, I hope that made sense. Okay, let's do it again. So isolate M. 4M is less than or equal to 8. Divide by 4. And M is less than or equal to 2. Okay, so that's the solution. Now let's graph it. Notice 2 is my endpoint. Also notice that we have this equal symbol underneath the 2. Right? So now M is less than or equal to. So equal to means that I can be that actual endpoint number. So to show that this is a valid solution as well, you color it in. That tells the reader that that is also a solution to this. Now M is any number less than positive 2. So that's everything in that direction. All right, that's done. Let's do it again. Okay, add 17. Rewrite it. That would be 8 is less than or equal to negative 2w. Divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2. When you divide by a negative number, you need to switch the direction of the inequality. So negative 4, switch the direction. So notice I changed the direction of it. Okay, also when you write your final answer, you want your variable on the left. So if I switch my variable and my number, I got to switch this back. The least than or smaller than or less than has to be pointing towards the W. So and the variable always goes on the left. So when I switch that over there and that over there, I also got to switch the sign. Okay? And when you divide by a negative, like I did here, when you solve an inequality and you divide by a negative, you also have to switch the direction. So there was a double switch. Okay, my endpoint is negative 4. Notice there's an equal to. That means we can equal negative 4, so it's closed. W is any number less than negative 4. So that's all of those. Done. All right, let's do this one now. I'm going to go ahead and subtract 19 from both sides. And I get negative pi less than negative 4. Divide by negative 1. Look at that. We're dividing by a negative. When you divide by a negative, you got to change the direction. Right? That negative is like a negative 1. So change the direction. 4. The variable's on the left, so we're good there. Okay, so P is greater than 4. So I put my endpoint at 4. And then I do not color it in because P cannot equal 4 because equal to is not a solution here. If P is 4, 4 is not greater than 4. So 4 is not a solution. So P can be any number as long as it's strictly greater than 4. And this shows the reader that can be close to it, but doesn't actually get there. All right, let's keep going. Numero 5. Oh, now we're going to have to do a little distribution before we solve distribution. So I'm going to take 7 times n and 7 times 4. Okay, now I'm going to solve it. Subtract 28. So I get 7n is greater than negative 7. Divide by 7. Notice you're dividing by a positive number. So although the result is negative, you divided by a positive. So do not switch it. Only when you divide by a negative number do you switch it. Okay, notice n is strictly greater than negative 1. Negative 1, leave it open, because negative 1 is not a solution. And then it goes in that direction. Done! Okay, this is a fraction, but no big deal. We're going to distribute that through. 2/3 times 1 is 2/3, plus 2/3 times 9 is 6. And you put it in your calculator. Subtract 6. Now I'm going to start solving. Okay, now I'm going to divide by that 2/3. And when you divide by a fraction, don't forget, you got to put it in parentheses. And you're going to get x is less than or equal to 3. So that's the solution. Now let's graph the solution set. Okay, so 3 is my endpoint. Notice if x is 3, that equal to is a valid solution. So I colored in to show that 3 is a valid answer. X is any number that is less than 3. Boom. Done. Okay, now we got variables on both sides. So I'm going to move my variables to the left. So I'm going to subtract 12y. Subtract 12y. Rewrite it. Now I'm going to subtract 10. Subtract 10. Rewrite it. Divide by negative 4. Ooh, you're dividing by a negative, so what you got to do? That right. You change the direction. So y is any number as long as it's less than or equal to 5. So there's my endpoint at 5. It's equal to, so I'm going to do that, and any number that's less than 5 are all of these numbers here. So it goes on forever in that direction. All right, let's do this. Oh, now we got distribution and variables on both sides. This is big person math. Subtract 2a. Add 26. This is going to fake some of you out, but don't get discouraged. Just keep moving forward. 0 is a number, so keep treating it like a number. Divide by 10. So a is greater than or equal to 0 is the solution. Now we're going to do the graphical solution. So my endpoint is at 0 because there's equal to. We're colored in. There's another way to graph. Some people do it with the wavy line there. Some people do it with a thick line. Some people go like this as well. It just shows that the solution is everything underneath that line. But that is it, kiddos. That's all. If we can do that, we can do anything. Let's go. All right, you stay strong. Keep that like going on this channel, right? Keep us going. Keep us going. Tell your friends. All right, be strong. See ya. Bye.